MickiMoravitz. Want to know more about how to navigate the transition between owning a home and looking and able to buy your next home without having to move twice, hopefully? Well, there are 5 basic options that we're seeing people use successfully in this marketplace that I want to share with you for food for thought. Now, before you use any of these options, however, you got to make sure that number 1, you are pre-qualified and ready to go, unless you're paying all cash. And number 2, if you are contemplating using any borrowing options, please make sure you connect with your financial or tax advisor or both before you utilize any of these strategies. So the first one is probably the most commonly used option, and that is when a seller goes ahead, gets their home on the market, they ask for a 30 or 45-day close, and then a 59-day seller continued occupancy agreement. That generally gives a seller enough time to find, obtain, get under contract, and settle on their new home before they actually have to move. Now, the second option is you might be able to borrow against some investment funds in order to help you make that transition. Again, contact an advisor before you do that, but I've seen many people utilize that strategy successfully. Number 3, if you have an investment property or a second home, you might be able to take some of the equity out of those in order to help you make that transition. Number 4, there are bridge loans available in the market. And now, granted, they are, there's a cost to them, but that's an option in order to help you get to that next home. And if it turns out you don't need it, all the better. And then the 5th one is that, the fact that there are cash offer programs out there, a number of them. Now, I generally recommend these as a last resort because hands down, you get the least amount for your current home. Although, there are times and situations that the convenience and the certainty of that is warranted. So you ought to be familiar with them. Now, the other thing I have seen over the last 4 years, for those who don't mind moving twice, and that is, yes, we have seen people just sell their home, put everything in storage, get a short-term furnished rental, and take all the time they need in finding that new home. So I hope that this gives you some just food for thought again, to help you navigate that transition. And if you have further questions or somebody I can help, call, text, email me. I'm always here.